Trash Talk Radio, coming at you live on MP3 from high on a hill above beautiful Lake Washington. My name is Lestro, and with me, as always, is the Guru.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
And you know how this goes. We're here to talk a little trash on the week's worth of sports. I don't know anybody except the Guru, and the Guru knows all.
Man, I know a little something, man. Just a little something, man.
Guru, it is episode number 44, and we are excited this week because NFL training camps are starting, and it's finally check season in the NFL.
Get that check, fellas.
We're going to talk about who got paid, who didn't, and who's next. Matthews and Gurley got theirs, but who's still holding out? Who gets the check next? Is it Le'Veon? Is it Odell? Is it Julio? Or is it the best player in football, Aaron Donald? Then, you know we're still talking the NBA offseason. This time we've got the boys from On Court, Off Court with us all the way from London, England. We're going to talk about the entire offseason, the big moves, the trades, the expectations. We're going to talk about the sneakers, the contracts, everything.
You better eat that English muffin, baby. The Guru got that English muffin going on.
I love the breakfast theme, Guru. Plus, this time in segment 2, we've got Guru's top 5 wide receivers as the countdown to kickoff continues.
It's the Lamborghinis of football, baby. It's all this skill and pretty players.
Then, the 2-minute drill. And of course, we've got game time. Guru, Trash Talk Radio, episode number 44.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Man, you think I'd be better at that after 44 of these?
Hey, man. I got a question for you,
What's that, man?
Who's our 44th president, man?
44th president?
Who's
Mr. Barack Obama.
Oh, you already know that, and that was just off the T-O-M-E.
So, Guru, my man, as always, it is good to see you. Good to be here with you. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm living the dream, man. Living the dream. Don't you pinch me, man.
Did you have a good week?
Oh, obviously.
Always.
Yeah, man. I think I might be in the doghouse. Maybe I'm not. I'm not sure. I'll figure that out after the show.
Hard to tell. We'll figure it out later.
I'll figure it out after the show. So that's going to dictate how good my week is, you know?
Spoiler alert. That means you're in the doghouse. I had a pretty good week myself, man. I had to go out and take some family portraits with the wife and the baby. I'm not into that, but he's so cute that we have no choice.
Dude, yeah, you are into it. Since Lestro became a daddy, man, that's all I see on the weekends, man. He's the only reason why Sears is still in business, man. He's the only reason why Sears is still. Sears, send us your last check, baby. We'll take that. That family portrait, man.
Well, Guru, we are at a bit of a time crunch today, so let's just get right into it. We're going to talk about the NBA with the guys in a bit, but I want to start talking to you because training camps have opened. The Hall of Fame game is this Thursday. Mm-hmm. It is check season in the NFL, man.
It is that check season, man. Finally, it seemed like this whole check season for basketball, people getting check season for baseball. Everybody's getting check season. Now, during training camp is the beginning of the NFL's check season, baby.
Now, what we're seeing guys threatening to hold out and holding out in order to get these checks. It's worked for some. It's not working for others. Guru, talk to me a little bit. How do you think about these ones that are coming down? Jake Matthews got paid. Todd Gurley got paid.
Yes, and you know what? The funny thing about, again, the check season in the NFL, it's a domino effect because every player that is looking at that predominant player, like for instance, Le'Veon Bell was definitely looking at Todd Gurley, $45 million guaranteeing that bank.
Guaranteed.
So Le'Veon is like, wowzers. And Le'Veon also saw that young boy Saquon Barkley got that 31 guaranteed check.
Guaranteed.
So Le'Veon is like, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to break the bank off this one.
Seriously, I know what I'm doing.
I know, because you know Le'Veon got to get more than 45. Has to. Just the fact that he's next in line in those top tiers as far as running back. So, I love Le'Veon. I have him as my third-ranked running back for my list. And I have Todd Gurley as my number two running back. And he's got paid.
He got paid. Got his.
But he deserves it. And I don't know what Pittsburgh is doing over there. Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin. Why are you guys not giving one of the best running back for the last 3 years in the league. One of the best, if not the best in the league, got money. I don't get it. He performed. He did it. Get this man his check, Lestro.
Yeah, I hear you. It's the problem right now is, though, in football, especially running backs, is that the careers are so shortened with injury that they're just playing it right now. They're playing Bell. They're playing everybody. They're going to try and get everything they can out of him and let him go somewhere else to get the big check.
And you know what? Bell is like, no, I'm a businessman.
Yeah.
You know what? I already outperformed my check. Obviously,
yeah,
I
totally.
outperformed. He has total more yards than Todd Gurley career-wise. Even if you put those 2 years combined with Todd Gurley's years, Le'Veon has that numbers. And his teams have been winning. They've been going to the playoff. He's been an integral part. There is no reason why Todd Gurley should get that check before Le'Veon.
Before Le'Veon. That's exactly key.
If I'm Le'Veon, I would be upset as well.
Yeah, man.
I would be upset as well because Todd Gurley had one great season last year, and he got that check. Le'Veon's been having consistent great season, still didn't get that check. So, Pittsburgh, you better don't play with that, man.
I'm holding out too if I'm you, Abel. I'm not going to training camp. I don't give that shit. So that we got. Speaking of guys holding out, we got a bunch of guys holding out this year, and some big names. Guys like Julio Jones is still not reporting to camp this year. Aaron Donald is not reporting to camp for the Rams, and that's the guy you say is the best player in football.
Hey, Aaron Donald just sitting back, because he's gonna get that. He's not gonna get the Taylor Lewan check like he did from the O-line, the left tackle for the Tennessee Titans, who's not the highest paid tackle. Jake Matthews, my number 5 ranked tackles, just ahead of Taylor Lewan. I actually had Taylor Lewan as my number 6 ranked tackle.
We only do the top 5 here.
Jake Matthews got his check. He got $5 million less than Taylor Lewan, but Jake Matthews going to make that up. He's a little bit younger. But Aaron Donald, he's trying to get that quarterback check.
Yeah, he's looking for that big money.
He's getting that Matt Ryan. He's looking for that type of Matt Ryan. Like, hey, man, I have 3 banks check.
I got so many checks I need to go to a new bank.
I gotta get 3 banks, dude. He's going to get an offshore bank account, an onshore bank account, an off-court, on-court bank account. Hey, anything that could take that check inside, baby, because honestly, Aaron Donald is the baddest football player alive right now. He just dominates the game single-handedly out that nose tackle. He could stop the run. He could rush the passer. He just single-handedly, before the play even starts, just dominate. He's one of a kind. He's already a Hall of Fame caliber. Like, just give this guy his money because somebody else will.
Somebody else will. And we know the Rams are willing to pay. We saw what they did with Gurley. This is a team that is loading up, trying to make their run, opening their window. You got to pay Aaron Donald if you want to make that.
You guys are in L.A., man. Everything we've been seeing, all the checks has been coming out in L.A.,
it's
man.
It's the hottest town right now, man.
That got to be the most expensive, the most check right in town.
Even we did a game last week about L.A.
Write another check, L.A. Y'all could afford that, man. Get that taxes up there.
So then the question becomes, who's next? Is it Donald, or is it Jones, or is it Bell? Who's the next one to get their check, and who comes back?
I think Odell is going to get that big money.
I think he is too, actually.
I think Odell played his card right. Obviously there's all this rough around, but Odell coming to camp on time, showing up, and from everything I'm reading, and especially coming from the attorney of sports, I get all that information. Go check out my man, the attorney.
Don't forget the underscore.
Yes, sir. And then Odell is having a great camp. I've seen a couple of posts going on. Hey, man, Eli seem like they're buddies again.
They do look like they're actually starting to connect.
Yes, sir. So I'm trying to interested to see what Odell is going to do because honestly, Julio is also waiting. Mm-hmm. I think I thought Banks already talked to him because Mr. Blanks, that's what he does. He put author and sends you a blank check, baby. He's the author of the blank checks. So Julio Jones should be getting a postage in the mail with the author blank Atlanta Falcons and put whatever zeros you want on it, Julio.
Yeah, how many zeros you need, Julio. Come on back.
Come on back, Julio. So I think there was talks on that. Mr. Blanks already told him, hey, you know what? When you come in, we're going to take care of you.
We're going to take care of you.
And he has a history of taking care of guys.
And they can't let him go. He's too key to it.
He's too key. And we're going to talk about where he stands in the Guru Top 5 in a minute.
That's right. Segment 2, we got Guru's top 5 wide receivers. But first, Guru, we got to get, speaking of big checks, we got to talk to the guys from on-court, off-court about the big checks that went down in the NBA this offseason. We saw some big moves. We saw some guys changing teams. They've got a perspective from all the way across the pond in England that we don't have yet.
And you know what? And they speak that English, man. Unlike the Guru and Lestro, man. We don't speak English, man. We speak American.
Had to do some translation on this one.
We speak American.
Hang in for just a second. We'll get right back. We're going to do a quick we're going to do a quick chat with the guys from On Court, Off Court. And Guru, we are back on Trash Talk Radio with very special guests coming to us today, all the way from London, England. We got the boys from On Court, Off Court. It's a great NBA podcast. They talk NBA all the way from the other side of the pond. They talk about shoes, everything. It's fantastic. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Apple, everywhere. Guru, big Trash Talk Radio welcome to Jermaine and Aday of the On Court, Off Court show. Welcome, boys.
Boys, welcome. So, hey, what's up with our traveling budget, man? We hit Toronto the other time. Now we overseas to London, man. We doing it over here in TTR, man.
We getting everywhere. We got to go to Australia next, Guru.
You guys are making big moves, man.
Yeah, we're doing what we can. Now, you guys are making big news too, man. We see you all the way over here in the States.
All the time,
man. Yeah, killing it.
I mean, we're in the West Coast, as you already know. Man, whenever I wake up in the morning, that's all I see. That beautiful logo right there,
that's
man.
right,
That
man.
On Court, Off Court. When am I getting my shirt, baby? When am I getting my shirt, man?
It's coming. See, you know, it's a bit of difficulty sending stuff overseas, man. So don't worry, we got you.
I know that they're going through the custom, but you put that check in that package, man. I don't care what custom officer it is. They all love that check, baby. Say the Guru send it. The boys from On Court, Off Court send that check, man.
Hey, for sure.
Fellas, let's just start off introducing you. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, a little bit about your show, and a little bit about how the NBA scene is there in London, man. How'd you get involved in this?
All right, so I'm Ade.
I'm Jermaine.
And yeah, we grew up together. Like, we live in the same estate, same kind of area. Growing up, always loving basketball. Eventually started watching NBA basketball and thought, hey, instead of just talking about it in our free time, why not like record a podcast and do it? And we've also always had an interest in trainers. Mm-hmm. And obviously trainers has
Now, hang on a second. Guru, just a quick translation. When they say trainers, they mean sneakers.
Yeah,
sneakers.
See, those guys are straight from the UK, man.
Right, you can tell. Authentic UK here is what I'm saying.
Hey, you can... There's no doubt. I can't fake it.
Like, yeah, right, man.
The accent.
you can fake an accent, but nobody fakes trainers.
Go call on that because go call that shit because I'm thinking trainer, personal trainers.
Right.
Yeah, I'm talking about all these trainers. What are they talking about? They're interested in training, man.
These fellas got some striped pants they're pushing. Right?
Gotcha.
We'll stick to sneaks for now, then. Yeah.
So, guys, tell us a little bit about what the NBA scene is like over there in London, man. Is there a big scene? Do you guys love it?
Yeah, no,
it's growing.
Yeah.
It's growing. It's not obviously as big as soccer, as you guys say,
right?
Or cricket. Those are the two biggest sports over
and
here.
And what? Cricket.
You guys watch insects fight?
Insects? Cricket. Like really? What? But I hear, every time I go to bed at night, I hear the crickets, man.
Yeah, man. I'm betting on the birds on that one.
You know what? I'm betting on the loud crickets over in the street now.
We're just kidding, guys.
Damn Americans always got jokes.
Always got jokes.
Hey, always come with the jokes. I love it.
So do you guys have favorite teams?
Yeah, no, like Jermaine said, growing scene. Definitely growing.
Do you guys have favorite teams that you follow in the NBA, or is it just the whole
scene? Or do you guys follow players? Because I know how some people are. There's not about the team; it's about the players. Do you guys follow some players that has good trainings, or hey, see,
I got you.
Yeah, they have the hardest trainings going on. I just learned something, baby.
Thanks, guys. I'm never going to get him to stop that now.
Yeah. We each follow a team. So I support OKC and Miami Heat.
And Miami Heat. How'd you guys choose those? Was it the players on them, or were you just like, you know what, I'm going middle of the country and I like the night scene?
Exactly.
Yeah, so Oklahoma is not like the most popular places, but KD is my favorite player.
There you go.
So, because I love this game, I thought I'd support the team. I still love the team. I love Russell Westbrook and his energy and stuff. So like, I just ride for OKC, and obviously they're doing not too bad, you know.
No, man.
PG for the summer.
That seems to help. Now, how'd you land on the Heat? Was it same deal?
LeBron James is my favorite player.
Oh, we got the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually chose the Heat because of D Wade. I love his game.
Oh,
Like, for
excellent.
me, shooting like ever. So D Wade and the Heat, that's me.
Hey, you know what, Jermaine? I know you. I don't know if you all been in the States, but you know what? Trust me, you prefer to go to Miami and you prefer to go watch a game in Miami and go
game.
do things afterwards than want to go to OKC. Trust me, that's why KD left, baby.
Yeah. Nah, I don't have any plans to go to Oklahoma anytime soon. But yeah.
Hey, trust me, you're not missing much, man. You are not missing much.
I won't be surprised.
So, guys, let me ask you something here real quick. We want to talk about some other stuff. We want to talk about LeBron in particular. I know you've been following this all year. So let's ask you, what do you think of the big LeBron to L.A. move?
You mean L.A. Bron, yeah? L.A.
Yeah,
Bron.
L.A. Bron.
Bron, you know it, baby. L.A. Bron.
Big thing. I was happy. I was happy for the sake of the NBA, for the sake of the LA Lakers. Like, growing up, big Kobe fan.
Yeah.
So to see LA coming back into being a competitive team, I'm happy to see that. Obviously, it makes the West more competitive, which isn't great for my team, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, I want to see competitive basketball, so it's all good.
Okay, so when you said competitive basketball, do you mean you want to see what? Two teams go against each other or one conference? What do you mean competitive? Because from what I look at it, there's really two tiers. You know, there's Golden State and where LeBron is and everybody else.
Right. There's like the top teams in the West and the rest of the league right now.
Yeah. When I say, it doesn't help in terms of the balance of competitiveness, but in terms of bringing back to prominence a team that has historically been great, like it adds to that factor. Obviously, in terms of balance of power, Golden State's still in their own stratosphere now that they got DeMarcus Cousins as well. And then
huge
the
pickup
Lakers
for
are
Golden
back,
State. They are not sleeping on anything.
Sleep on who?
I said the Warriors aren't sleeping on anybody, man. Picking up Boogie too. They were back at it.
Exactly.
So, guys, so what do you think then about the rest of the offseason here in the NBA? We got to ask you a little bit about Melo. We got to ask you about Kawhi. We got to ask you about Clint Capella. What do you think, other than LeBron, is the big story so far, and how do you see it going?
Right. Probably the next biggest is Kawhi.
Right.
To Toronto. And DeMar. I think Toronto did DeMar a bit dirty with it because DeMar was loyal to the bone.
Yeah.
But I see why. I feel as though they feel as though they went as far as they could with DeMar. But I think it's a good move for Toronto. Kawhi's a dope player. I think he'll be back to Kawhi from 2 years ago, basically.
You think so? You think he gets back right on it?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think people slept on Kawhi, like one of the best two-way players in the game, maybe the best other than Anthony Davis. So, he's going to go there and ball out.
Yeah, man, that defense that he plays is really going to help the Raptors.
Do you guys see Kawhi actually staying there, or do you guys think he's more of a rental?
That is the big question, is that he wanted to go to L.A. and was very vocal about it. What do you think?
I wouldn't rule out Kawhi staying because Toronto could be a problem in the East. So I wouldn't rule out him staying, but I do think his head is in LA.
I would say the same. The only thing, I think people are so sold on the fact that he wants to go to LA, but are forgetting that Toronto is actually a good city as well, got a great fan base. There's a chance that he could fall in love with Toronto, not like how PG fell in love with OKC, but in some respects, slightly similar, I guess.
Yeah, because that was a surprise. He wanted to go to L.A. and made that clear, and then ended up staying because the fan base and the team.
But you guys also realize PG with the jet is like an hour jet from OKC to damn L.A. So he actually got closer to what he really wanted. You know?
Closer than he was.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's kind of harder now for Kawhi to get a jet from Toronto to go to Los Angeles.
It's a bit of a longer fly.
It's a bit of a longer situation.
Got to get a passport.
Exactly. So I really, this is what I bring up when I tell people. I'm like, it's not only about it's hard for international cities because Toronto is an international city for the major American-born stars to go there because they didn't grow up in that type of scene.
Yeah.
They didn't go up from the college, from the high school to college. The whole program, you always get support locally to the state. So it's hard for them to go somewhere internationally and have so many different barriers as far as language and the diversity and just having the family get used to that. I think that's what makes it difficult for superstars to go to international cities like Toronto per se.
Yeah. Now,
I agree.
before we get off of OKC real quick, let's talk about the Melo move that happened there.
Oh.
appears to be headed down to Houston now. I guess the question then is, what went wrong in OKC, and will Melo bounce back in Houston? What do you think?
It wasn't a fit. It wasn't a good fit.
Hold on. Are you talking about his weight? Or are you talking about his condition?
Now his game not right.
That's still Melo. That's still Carmelo Anthony. Hoodie Melo. Let's have some respect.
Put some respect on that Melo.
Right, man. I
got you.
British guys putting the guru in his spot. I love it.
Nah, but it wasn't a good fit basketball wise. Like Jermaine said, there was no ball movement. And that was one thing that we were preaching throughout the season. Like, well, me anyway, for sure. Like, as the OKC fan, I was begging for ball movement, and there was absolutely none. So
now, what's the fault of that? Is that a coaching thing, or is that just playing with Russell Westbrook? Because he doesn't move the ball a lot.
It's a bit of both, but more so coaching. Most of the coach for me. Billy D,
he's not the guy.
I don't think he's the guy. Jermaine doesn't think he's the guy. Michael doesn't think he's the guy. Our other guy from the podcast.
Right, we should mention that, by the way. There is a third member of the podcast, Michael, who couldn't join us for our call tonight.
It's kind of funny how they always say he's not the guy, but this same Billy D has got him to the playoffs since he's been there. Got him to within a game of the finals. So it's like, is it really the coaching? It's always kind of weary. They don't want to blame it on the stars sometimes, but Billy D have a history of being a winner. Won championship in college, and since he's been in the NBA with OKC, you guys have been a perennial playoff team, perennial top contenders. So what is Billy D doing wrong?
It's a good question.
He's been blessed with some good players, though.
Yeah, he's got some good players down there, but he's not. Is it a Toronto situation? Does OKC need to do the big move like Toronto? Do they need to blow it up, get rid of a guy, or I guess not. Do they? But when do they? Would be the question.
I don't know. It seemed like they're building with obviously the Paul George, and it seemed like they're still making some moves over there. I don't think they're done over there in OKC.
Right.
Nah. Yeah.
I'd say they still got 3 years.
Yeah.
That's the window. 3 years.
Yeah, because I think PG 3+1.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So when that's over, then I think that's their window. Then they need to blow it up.
That makes sense. And let's just move on to the big question then, guys, because I know we're running a little bit out of time here. We're talking here with y'all. So let's just move on to the big question. Mm-hmm. In those 3 years, can anybody beat the Warriors? I mean, we're seeing OKC trying to load up. Houston is trying to load up. They re-sign Capella. They bring Melo down. The Lakers are looking like they're trying to load up.
Hey, what about Portland with CJ and Dame Lillard? Thinking they got a good team. Don't forget Portland. You always forget about the 3rd seed, man.
Oh, we're gonna get that in the game time, but that's cute. All right, so let me ask you guys then. What do you think? Can anybody beat the Warriors in the next couple of years?
I think personally, 2 years Boston Celtics is gonna win the league.
Oh, I don't like that as a Sixer fan. That's not.
If they can re-sign Kyrie, there's no reason why they can't
keep that. Yeah, it's true. If they keep that young core together, they'll definitely be a problem. They're already a problem.
Already a problem is right.
And then we always, because I know we hear this, just to segue through a little bit, we always hear this debate in the States. I want to hear it with my man Jermaine. It seemed like, he won his LeBron, won his KD, so I kind of want to hear this between my man Ade and Jermaine. The battle of all time right now.
The GOAT.
Who is the GOAT in basketball? Is it the king or is it the airness? So which one is it from the London guys, from Ade, from Jermaine, and GOAT?
We both agree it's MJ.
It's MJ.
Down.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's nice to know that they get it right over there. You know what I mean?
To be fair, though, LeBron is making a good case. I feel as though for him to come to a decision on it, he needs to retire and see what he gets in terms of rings and where he gets to in terms of by the time he comes to the end of his career.
I think that's true. I think trying to decide the greatest of all time before one of them has even retired is a little bit of a difficult discussion.
But it's safe to say Jordan is so high peak. What could LeBron really do in 3 years to be solidified? That means he basically, in my opinion, he got to win 3 in a row.
Yeah, he keeps doing stuff that surprises us. So I wouldn't hold anything against him, to be honest.
I think that's fair too.
It's surprising me, but it's also surprising that he got that Golden State in front of him, so that means he ain't going to do nothing.
And see, to me, it always comes down to, I said this before, guys, is I think that even though the stats are almost starting to lean in the favor of LeBron, when you look at it like a pickup game, if you get all the players spread out on a fence on the playground, your first pick is Jordan every time, and that means he's the GOAT. Because if you don't pick him first, the fact that you didn't pick him first means he's going to hold that against you and beat you.
Yeah. He's going to go out and kill you.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And one last question real quick, fellas. Obviously, basketball is global, and soccer is global, and I see you guys a great soccer program over there, and I see you guys have a great cricket program over there. Man, what's going on with the England basketball team, man? Like, why is it every time I watch them, it's definitely another good situation, man. What do you think is going on, man? How come you guys are not suiting up over there? You think they need some new trainings or something? What's going on, man?
The biggest thing is there's a lot of politics around UK basketball, British basketball. Finance is an issue. There's not enough investment, I would say, personally.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of mess. You know what? To be honest, there is talent. Like where we go to hoop, the local hoop areas, some of the professional guys, there's talent. There's not a lot of cohesiveness. There's a lot of politics, like Jermaine said. It's just a really sticky situation.
Yeah, it's probably like soccer over here.
Over here, yeah.
Yeah, that we're just. I was expecting them to turn it right back around and be like, when you get your soccer game together, fellas. All right, one more question for you before we let you go is we know that you are always paying attention to the newest in trainers as well. I'm trying to make it easy. What is the hot new sneaker coming out? What are you guys watching for this summer and or looking forward to? What do we got in the game?
That's a tough one. Coming out, Air Jordans. There's always some dope Jordans coming out.
Always.
You know what? I actually saw one. LeBron's got a shoe coming out, collabing with a guy called John Elliott.
Okay.
Nike. It's kind of a new model that they've got coming out. There's pictures online. If you search Nike LeBron X John Elliott, you'll find pictures. Pretty dope. Like Air Max unit on the sole, all white upper with hits of black. Pretty clean silhouette.
And what do you guys wear? What's your go-to? If you were signing with a company, who are you signing with?
Oh, company? Nike's always
Yeah, I see. So what? So you guys are not listening to Steph, man? You guys are not going with the Under Armours, man?
Not going with the Pumas?
Under Armour's doing their thing. They're doing their thing.
Okay, you guys are not following Jay-Z with the Pumas,
The
man?
Pumas? Yeah, that's what I'm.
Pumas, well, shout out to Puma. They're doing their thing. Much love and respect for what they're like signing all the young guys.
But Nike's killing the game.
Yeah, Nike's. And we've been Nike guys from young, so like, it's kind of hard to just switch over.
You know what, Nike? You all heard it, man. You heard it from Jermaine. You heard it from the Jackson 5, but definitely the Jackson 2. You heard it from Adele, and I'm not talking about Adele. I'm talking about Adele, man. We heard trainers. We learned new lingos right now on TTR, and you learned everything, baby. And this is the boys right there from On Court, Off Court, man. I love those guys, Lestro.
Fellas, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to let you go. If you can find the guys on Court, Off Court everywhere. Look for their podcast on SoundCloud. Look for their podcast on Apple. Look for their podcast on the World of Sports Network. Find them on Facebook. Find them on Instagram. Find them on Twitter. We love these guys. We love you for joining us. Thank you so much. It's been great talking to you.
Yes, sir. Nike, send those boys some checks,
Send
baby.
them checks, Nike.
Send them a check. Send them that sneakers, that trainers.
Thank you, man.
All right, fellas. You guys have a good one, man.
You too, man.
Take care.
Peace.
Thanks for everything.
Later, guys. Guru, the on-court, off-court boys, all the way from London, England. Our special thanks to them for taking time. I know they are the time shift alone made that call really, really tough for us to do and really tough for them. So our thanks to Ade and Jermaine for joining us on Trash Talk Radio, man. Great call with those guys.
Look at that. Jermaine, not 5, Ade, not Adele, man.
And you're learning new words.
I know. Trainer. Man, let's y'all American kids always watch TTR, baby. You don't know what you're gonna learn.
You don't know what you're gonna learn.
Last week it was maple syrup.
It's one of them.
Yeah,
Jeez, it's starting to blur together.
Yeah,
44
man.
of these things.
Next week we get my guy going down south, man.
So, Guru, listen, we'll be right back. Speaking of learning things, we got to take a quick break here on TTR. We're going to come right back, and we're going to learn what the Guru's top 5 wide receivers are. Plus, we got the 2-minute drill and a special game time again this week, Guru. Stick around, Trash Talk Radio.
TTR.